Hello and welcome to the next video in the Creative Christmas series, and today I'm talking about coloring books. So I really actually picked this project in particular for my own personal self, but I wanted you guys to think about something that you did at Christmas that brought back nostalgia for you. Maybe a project that you did. I mean, you could even do like baking cookies, or you could do if you had a paper project that you remember doing as a kid. For me, it was coloring, and my mom basically would buy us girls a coloring book every year and a new pack of crayons. And so this actually, and I wanted to show because now you have so many different kind of crayons. You've got colors of the world, you've got confetti, you've got glitter crayons. There's so many fun crayons out there, but I got a new box myself, and this is a 24 pack, and I colored a page in here into this Care Bear coloring activity book. This was actually one, I did the same tradition with my kids, and this was one that I bought my daughter a while back, and she gave it to me because she had never colored in it, or maybe I think she colored 1 or 2 pages, and asked if I wanted it. Of course I did, because it had these fabulous stickers in there, and then it also has just these, I love the old pages, the old coloring pages as well, but I love this because it's actually white pages, and so those, to me, the crayons just show up much more vividly. It isn't as nostalgic, but it is definitely fun. So I also have this one. This was a coloring book that actually belonged to me as a kid. I want to say I had it in I was looking at it and I was trying to get an idea what age I was. I want to say maybe I was in the 4th grade. But yeah, this was, I can still remember coloring this page. But me and my sister both got the same coloring book, and so actually my mom had this where she keeps a bunch of crayon books, coloring books and crayons for grandkids and stuff like that when they come over, and I saw this in there and I'm like, oh my god, that's my old coloring book, can I have it back? And of course she did. She said yes. So so then I basically colored a page, and we always colored underneath our Christmas tree. So I can still remember we got a real Christmas tree every year. I mean, literally, we went and cut down our Christmas tree, not at a Christmas tree farm, not, you know, at a place that you could cut it. We would literally go driving and cut our Christmas tree. Usually they were cedar trees, and I've shared this story before, but I wanted to bring back the nostalgic feeling of a cedar tree, and so I had my husband pick up cedar branches for me. This was several years ago, and I put them in a vase and I decorated it up like a tree. Oh my goodness, the cedar killed me. I guess I've gotten allergic to it. I ended like throwing that tree branches out. I was like, okay, I can't do that because all my face hurt from sniffling and things like that. So that's kind of a funny story. But I cut out, actually I did a Care Bear. I love Cheer Bears, so I colored him in with some different colors, and then I just basically cut him out and glued him in my my Christmas December daily journal. So I wanted to basically write, I'm going to be writing an insert here about memory, a childhood memory. And so just exactly what I told you guys just now. And so that's probably that is what I plan on doing on this page. And normally what I do in my December books as well, I try to either put a photo in there or a memory of when you were a kid, kind of just give, or maybe it could be if you have grandkids now, maybe it's a memory of something you did with the kids, your kids, or as a teenager, or maybe as a young adult when you're living on your own and you just had fun. What were some of the things that you would do traditionally? I always kind of bring those up and put those in here. I love bringing up childhood because we had this one. Christmas is such a good memory for me at Christmas time. So on that same subject, I know I mentioned in the Advent, just dropped my thing here. Let me make sure you guys can see this. in the Advent chain, I mentioned that I kept my tags from years ago. This is my old scrapbook as when I was a kid, and I'm trying to think what year this was. This was 1987 to 1990. So actually, it's probably junior high. I mean, it's not young kid, but this is like one of my first scrapbooks that I ever did keep, and my parents had it out in their storage shed forever, and you can tell right here some mice decided that would make some good bedding. So this one has been through a lot, but I love having this. And just to kind of get you an idea of what I saved, it's kind of like movies I watched. Let me see if I can get this better in here. I know this is kind of off the subject, but just movies I watched and things like that. I saved all my cards. The pages are very, this material is very, it rips easily. Like, look at these little Valentines. I love that I saved all my Valentines. She is adorable, which I love her. I wouldn't mind doing a picture of her. And I have a unicorn. Actually, this isn't even a unicorn. It's just a horse with lots of color. But, thumbprint people. So, yeah. So, this is kind of like my little scrapbook. If you can see these down here, I know I mentioned a while back I used to cut pieces out of a old wrapping paper, like this is wrapping paper, and I saved it. But what I really wanted to get to on this is, look, it's just so funny. This little, it's like one of those pins. We used to go to these little parties, but my brother and his wedding drawings that I did. This was actually a silk screen project that I did in school. But I wanted to show you guys, that was my placeholder, the Christmas tags. This was from 1989, and this was, I would save all my Christmas tags off of my gifts. And so it's just funny for my grandpa, from Santa, that actually looks like my handwriting, from Mom and Dad, her dad and mom. And my mom, I know, she was not a fan of, this is my cousin, Missy. And so, I don't know, it's just fun. Like I said, I saved all these. Now they do the stickers, but I love that. I always had that saved in my scrapbook. So, anyway, I just kind of wanted to do a little show and tell. Oh, I see. I must have got a watch. Move it over here, because here's the wrapping from my grandpa. And I remember I got boots that year as well. Saving candy wrappers. So yeah. So that is kind of, I just wanted to do like a little show and tell and a little nostalgic for me. But let's get back to the coloring pages. So yeah. So just kind of pick a project that that kind of is memories to you as a kid. Like I said, any kind of project like that, and take a little walk down childhood lane and put it together. So I'm going to write my little insert here, and then I'll come back and show you guys how it looks. Alright, so basically what I did was I just kind of wrote childhood memory here, and then I talked about growing up. My mom would always bring a Christmas coloring book and brand new box of crayons home for me and my sisters. We would lay on our stomachs under the tree and color the pages in our books. I could still see the illumination of the lights from the tree on my coloring pages. And so yeah, so just kind of write that down. And at first I was like, oh, we sat under the tree, but I literally can still remember like laying on my belly with my sisters. And then I just kind of colored in some hearts here, and I took a class by Mindy Lacefield this past summer, and she had us coloring with these changing of the crayons, and this was actually in one of the kits that I recently put out. I believe it was the school kit. And I don't know, I love using these pencils that change colors. Something about them just brings back childhood memories. So I definitely used some of these just to color in some hearts, you know, and I love how they change colors. So, so really and truly what this prompt is about is kind of about bringing back those feelings, or doing something that reminds you of childhood past, I guess, so to speak. So, all right, you guys, will enjoy coloring pages. I know if you don't go and buy a coloring book, they have tons of printables online that you can print out, or you could even just draw something. So, all right, y'all have fun.